Guys, welcome to the ICEY Photoshop template tutorial. This was at the request of my son, who is all into all this, new modern ice cream designs and trendy stuff like that. So why not take advice from the kids, as them in the photos. So I thought, hey, that's a great idea. Let's do it. So anyway, I'll shut up about that. Let's get into it. We're just going to swap this out. The team photos will work the same, just in this subject here. I'm going to click auto select up here. I want to tap this young man. As you see, it automatically opens up the subject folder. The team photo will be the exact same. You might have to come in here and build out your team. Other than that, here you're just putting one subject in. There you'll probably be putting 10 to 12 or whatever. All right, so let's get into it. First things first, let's go ahead and swap him out. Why not? I'm already here. I've got this guy here. We're going to just drag it in because I'm already on that layer here, so it's just going to put him on top of it. I'm just going to Control T. Control or Command T, sorry. I'm going to kind of size him just where you want. Here, let's make him a little bigger. Right there. And then I'm going to hide this back one. I'm just going to kind of go through this fairly quick just for tutorial purposes. If I was doing this for a client, obviously I'd spend a little more time on it. But anyway, right off the bat, you see the subject. You have this drop shadow behind them. You can turn that on or off if you want, or adjust it, the opacity or the distance of it, however you'd like. Second, let's just go up here to the name. Again, I have auto select on. I'm going to click that name. You see it automatically selects it. I'll come over here, grab my text tool. I'm going to click anywhere in here. I'm going to Command or Control A to select all. I'm just going to come up with a name. Nick Smith, why not? And as you see, it's got a slight curve to it. I'm going to Command or Control A to select the whole thing again. If you don't want that, up here in my text menu here, you see this T with the curved line under it. I have arch selected. If you don't want that to curve, just highlight that +12, do 0. That easy. I'm going to get out of there. I'm going to keep it curved. Whoops. Here, let's just do that again. All right. I'm going to close that, and then we will look at the effects on that. So first off, let's go in there again with my select tool or text tool, select all. You can change the main color of the text up here, just in the text color. So I'm just going to keep it white for now because I think that looks good with this. And then here, let's click the check mark down here. You have the stroke. That's going to be this thin outline. Here, let's zoom in a little. So you see this. First off, you can just turn it off if you want, not have it at all. I want to turn it back on. For him, I think with this, I'm going to grab this light blue. I'm going to grab this red with the teardropper off of his jersey. And then as you see up here, it did red. All right, I want to say okay. The drop shadows, both of them, I would keep the color the same. No, sorry. This first drop shadow is just this thicker line you see. I'm going to keep it navy blue since that's in this color, but if you want to change it, just come in here, change it. And then, the second drop shadow is the actual kind of shadow. All right, let's move along to, well, let's see what we have next. So let's close the name text. All right, now let's just keep playing with the top, with the whole ice cream design. You'll see I have multiple sprinkles layers. Within this template, you will be receiving a sprinkle brush that you can use. So here, let me go ahead and show you how that works. Let me come in here. Let me go back. Actually, just go to my templates, ICEY. Here it is. So you will see this brush What you want to do is you can either double click it and it'll automatically open it, or you can type B for brush within Photoshop, come right here to your brushes, or you can import it here, import brushes. Personally, I like to just do it the easy way, double click it here, bam, you see it, it just added it to it. It's probably going to be at the very bottom, MBP sprinkles. I'm not sure what has a 0 in there, probably because I already have it. So I already have it in my brushes here, so I'm going to come here. I'm going to delete that group. Yes, so I have it here. You can leave what I have, just the 2 colors. If you want to do that, that's fine. Just come in here on here, turn off the sprinkles 2 for now. Sprinkles 1 is going to be this, it's blue right now, so double click the color overlay. If you want to change that, let's change it to red. Why not? Let's zoom in just a little bit. Sorry. Double click that color overlay again. And let's grab this red out of his jersey. I'm going to saturate it a little bit more right there. Great. Now turn that second one on. That's just white. Let's leave it white. Why not? So let's turn these off. If you want to create your own, let's see, turn on sprinkles 3. We have this brush selected. I'm going to hit B for my brush again. Let's go on that layer. As you see, it's really big. So I'm going to use my bracket keys and bring that down fairly small. Like this. Doesn't matter what color your brush is because the color is in here. So what we're going to do is just start brushing that in. And how we have the brush selected, every time you brush it in somewhere, it kind of tilts just slightly. So it just gets more of a scattered look. I like to run them off the edge of the screen a little sometimes. Sometimes you might want to turn your subject off so you can see what you're doing behind them. But yeah, you can just get in here and just brush them wherever you want. All right. Now let's go to sprinkles 4. Let's go ahead just so we can see what we're doing and change this color to this navy or a darker blue that's in his jersey or something. And then we'll come through and do the same thing. And if you wanted, you can make these sprinkles smaller by making that brush tip smaller. Whatever you want to do. Here, it's getting a little messy, sorry, but again, I'm just kind of showing you for tutorial purposes. But yeah, just get in here and get weird with it. Let's see, let's put one kind of up. Whoops, Control Z. If you don't want to undo one that you did, just do Control Z. And we'll just leave it at that for now. So essentially the same colors I already have up top, but that's fine. I'm just showing you how you can do your own. If you want to do 4 colors, just come in here, delete everything I have here. Here, watch, we'll just grab the marquee and Control or Command delete. Sorry, let's do X, Control or Command delete. No, that's not doing it. Actually, sorry, I'm not on a mask, so just hit delete. Bam, that easy. I apologize about that. And that'll delete everything that was in there. Let's do Control Z just to undo that. All right, so again, I'm just going to keep what I have here. I accidentally just saved that, but that's okay. I'll go in and undo that shortly. So Command D to deselect my section. Let's go in here, this color overlay. I want to turn those white ones into this. It's a little bit lighter. There we go. Cool, and that's kind of how you do your sprinkles. Again, just get in here and play with it. The cool thing about this template is, you know, you might not nail it the first time. Just get in here and play with it, man. These are fun to kind of play with. So like I said, you can do up to 4 colors, or you can do different, maybe use layers, sprinkles 1 and 2 for one size, come in sprinkles 3 and 4. You can lower your brush and do a different size or something. All right, so now we're getting into the actual ice cream part of it. So I have it set up 2 ways. You can do gradient overlay, or just a solid color overlay. You can also, same with the sprinkles, you can also turn off that bezel to give it more of a 2D look, kind of almost a little more cartoony, or just to give it some more dimension, I added a little bit of a drop shadow and a little bit of a bevel emboss kind of layer to it. I'm going to keep those on. I am going to play with the gradient. That's kind of my favorite to play with here. All the kids love the pinks and purples and yellows with this stuff. So I personally like to kind of keep one of those colors on the top. Feel free to go in and change it. So here, let me back up, show you what I did. So I go to gradient overlay. I'll click on this actual gradient here. And the top is pink. So if you want to change that, just tap this pink box, come down here and tap the color box. And again, if you want to grab a color out of his jersey or something, feel free to do that. We can go with this, let's see, like a red. And I'm just going to grab the red from that sprinkle. You could do that. You could, then it fades to this light blue. You can make it fade kind of to a white. There we go. And if you want more of the white to show, that's fine. Just grab, whoops, sorry, click OK. Just play with the gradient. There you go. You can kind of move that box around. If you want more of the red to show, move that red down. Let's keep that about right there and then move our white back up. Something like that. There you go. Again, I'm not going to keep it like this. Let's keep it white though at the bottom. I'm going to turn this back to pink. So just, I'll click, here we go, sorry. It's up here. Kind of a little darker. There we go. I'll keep it something like that. All right, let's see it. Again, if you wanted to do a solid color, you could do the same thing. Pretty self-explanatory. Just click this blue box, find your solid color you like. Sample it from here, whatever you'd like to do. I'm going to turn the gradient back on. Now let's move down to the cone part. If you want it to be the kind of the more natural looking cone colors, just leave it as is. If you want to change it up, let's show you how to do that. All right, so first off, your background color, that's going to be this cone color. So I'll turn it off, you'll see what it's doing. It'll be kind of like the main diamond type part. Sometimes I like to change this cone color to the team colors or something. So let's do that. Let's do like a lighter blue or lighter, darker blue, if that makes sense. And then when you'll come in here to the cone, this is the actual kind of like the webbing of it. You can turn those shadows off as well if you want. Color overlay, we're going to double click that. We'll open up our color overlay. We'll grab that same blue, but I'm going to darken it just a little like that. So you could always just change the color of the cone itself if you would like. Let's keep it like that for now. Now, finally, let's go to the bottom blingy looking text. This again was my kid's idea because of these, he doesn't have one on, but these necklaces these guys like to wear, it kind of looks like this, so he wanted something kind of flashy. Let's find the team text. Here it is. Now this is using smart layers, so this is gonna maybe get a little confusing here if you haven't used those, and that's fine. So first off, we have these starbursts. You can turn those on and off. You can also move them around, open it up. I would not use selects or auto select on here. Just kind of turn each layer on and off, see where it's at. Move it around. We'll show you that once we change it here in a second though. So let's close that back up. Team text. This is the color of your kind of the glitter. Let's double click that. We're going to keep it blue. We're just going to make it a little darker for this team, like that right there. Maybe desaturate it just a little, or saturate it. You'll desaturate it. Just kind of playing around here. I'll leave it there for now. Obviously, if you want the color or the glitter layer off, turn it off. You don't have to have that. You can just have plain text like this here. All right, but I'm going to keep it on. All right, so let's open up this first text folder. And you will see team text is a smart layer. Double click that and it'll open it in a new document. This team is called the Destroyers. And as you see, it's running off, and that's okay. We're going to do Command or Control T. Sorry, not that. Let's see, Control Z, or I'll click X. I'm just going to hit C for crop. And we are going to, here, let's change that. I want to change this up here to width times height times resolution. And I'm just going to drag that out a little. Just to give it some room to breathe. If you feel like text is getting cut off, it's okay. Just drag it around like that. Now, if you want the little, I'm not sure the exact term for it, but like with the little piece for the S here, what I like to do is just grab my text tool, just highlight that S, and then you can see the different letters and stuff here. I'll personally just use this one. I'm going to hit my crop again, drag this out just a bit. And as you see, pretty simple. Now I'll do Command or Control S to save that. When I do, I'll come back over here. You see it is now here. Next thing you will do is, here, let me set this up. I don't have them linked. I will before this goes live. I want to make sure that these are linked. So when you select team, it'll select the copy, and then you can Command or Control T and just resize that. And there we go. Now, as you see, the starbursts are going crazy now, and we'll get back to that. Not a big deal. Oh, sorry, here's also, so earlier I was saying you can turn the glitter off. You can also just select the gradient overlay here within the text layer effects. You can come in here, play with these, just like we were doing earlier with the ice cream top. Just select team colors if you want. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do let's do a red again. Right here. I think I'm going to do white actually. Let's keep it white. It's fading down to this dark blue if you want more of that dark blue to show. Obviously bring that up a little. I'm just going to make it real subtle. Sorry about that. Like that. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm not going to turn that on anyway. I want to keep my glitter on by turning that overlay off. So let's get more into this here real quick. As you see, there's a lot of stuff going on within this text layer. There is a stroke layer, which is just a slight outline with the inside of this. So let's double click that. I have it set to a navy. Let's go back up to this red and see what that does. Just showing you how you can change it if you want. Okay, let's come down. So it just gives it kind of a little red outline. Not a big fan of that. I'm going to do Control Z just to keep it navy since this team still has the navy blue in it. You also have the inner shadow. I personally would just leave that alone. You can turn it off if you want, but I think it just gives it a little more depth. And then you have the drop shadow there. That's just giving it some drop shadow. Then you kind of have this plate behind it. And that's going to be down here on your text copy. Don't change, it says here, only edit the effects. I would not try to change the text itself in here, but there are definitely more effects here that you can change. So there's kind of this plate behind them. That's going to be the stroke, and then there's a little bit more of the bevel. So I double click the stroke, come in here and have that set to a gradient as well. And I will keep that at a dark blue, I think. Let's make it a little darker. And this, again, is very subtle. And I think I'm going to turn this to a white as well. And then I want to play with this gradient some. So So I want to move these little boxes around. Whoops. See, make sure you grab the right one or it's going to try to add another box. So something like that. It's just giving it some depth and dimension there, as you can see. So I would keep that. We'll get to this other text later. This is just in there if you wanted to have all these effects going to like the school name and the sport name. You could do these. I might take them out before releasing this. I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet. So if they're not there, that's why. Let's see. Let's play with the ones that are there, though, right here. You can turn these on or off. Same thing. They just have a little bit of a stroke outline to them. You can turn that off if you want. A little bit of an inner shadow. And then the gradient is on the text itself within the folder. Then there's a drop shadow. So I'm going to grab my auto select again. I'm going to move this around. Let's see. And I'm going to change the text. Whoops. Let me grab my text tool, click in here, select all. And I'm just going to abbreviate Lake Norman. I'm going to Command or Control to change the size of that. And I'm just going to kind of drop that guy right in here. Just like that. And then I'll show you at the end what I'll do to just make it all look a little better. Actually, I'll show you now. I have it set to where this text is kind of behind the main wording, but you can also just kind of bring it right up here on top of team. And then here, let me show you. You can grab baseball here and just kind of move it up so it's a little bit like slightly overlaying that. Or you can bring it down here towards the end, however you'd want to do that. Here, let's say okay. Then I'm going to go in this here. I think I am going to grab some of that red this time. Let's see what that's doing down here. Yeah, then what I'll do is copy this. So I'll right click on the layer, copy layer style. I want to, with my auto select, I'm going to click this other name. Right click this layer again and paste layer style. There we go. I'm not sure that I love that, but again, I'm just showing you how it works. I don't know that I would use this for a client, but for tutorial purposes, you get how it works now. So I would lastly, I would come back up here to the starbursts. I would just turn them all off. And if you want more, just make copies of these. So here's the first one. Turn off auto select. So move it around. You see what it's doing. Just kind of throw it in here on a corner of a letter. Let's turn on this next one. Same thing. Just bring it right here on a corner. Turn on the next one. Bring it right there. You guys, it's hot today. You probably hear the ice cream man outside my window right now. It's pretty funny. I'm not even going to edit that out. And it's kind of fitting for this template. All right. Let's see. I'm just going to drop these guys back in. This takes a while, obviously. Let's see. And last one is a longer word, so I probably would, again, for a client, just make a couple more copies of this, move it around like towards the middle of the letter or something. But do what you wish. Play around with it. Turn them all off all together if you'd like. But that is essentially how this one works. I cannot wait to see what you guys create with this. I know the kids are going to be obsessed with it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will do my best to get you through it. And please, please, please send me all the images you do with this. I'd love to see those. All right, thanks, guys.